Hello. So yeah, it has been like a week or so, and yeah, I did a crap ton of grinding. Basically, went and picked up a ton of stuff. Went through all the fortresses, then went through half the fortresses again, which I mean to go back and do the other 3 at some point. Well, I can do that at any point, really. Mostly just because they're just kind of sitting there now. So discoveries since last time. I probably should have read up on this earlier. But if you missed a crafting book or whatever else from one of the fortresses the first time around, if you didn't reset your drops to actually get the darn thing, or, I guess this will just end up becoming irrelevant once the guaranteed drop patch comes out. But yeah, kind of SOL in terms of getting some of the books, potentially. Now, there's only a couple of the books that, essentially it'll either drop one or the other. So, for example, when I went back and ended up getting the jewelry book and not the, or I think it was the jewelry book, but not the shield craft one from Bode. Yeah, I can't go back and get shieldcraft now without completely resetting the entire thing, which in this case would mean going through Palace of the Dead a 3rd time, only to go back and go through it a 4th time. And in case you're wondering, the shortcuts actually don't work if you're going through it the first time as the story sees it. So, I ended up going back and going through it a 2nd time, made some more versions of these, which basically are a one-time use shortcut to go through it. However, if you are, for whatever reason, in a position where you've reset the story, you go back to it, and, you basically have to go through it all over again. You can't even make use of your shortcuts, so that's a little bit mean. I don't know. Hopefully that can be changed, because that seems unnecessarily mean. But yeah, I went back, got another Book of the Dead, Ring of the Dead, already had a seal, picked up even more glass pumpkins, and made 3 heaven forks out of that endeavor. Wound up with a fair bit of orichalcum, and a few other things here. Mostly just due to a particularly good grinding spot. I want to say it was floor 60, in which you could essentially farm titanium mail and orichalcum, which I only picked up a couple of titanium mails because, well, killing these things is a chore. But no, you could keep going and knocking them to low health and then recruiting them, and then until you manage to recruit them, you keep having a couple thieves run around in circles and steal their class marks, during which time you go and you recruit the crappier golems and then transform them into balder golems. And then there's a store right nearby there, and you just go and you just keep reselling them, more or less. So potentially you could get a crap ton of them, a crap ton of orichalcum really easily that way. And in case you missed it on the patch notes, essentially selling these guys allows the store to carry one of those things. So, pretty handy. Pretty darn dandy. But, yeah, let's see what else. Yeah, equipment-wise, like I said, picked up a crap ton of stuff. Let's see, weapon-wise, that's the same. I believe I made a few new things and picked up this Zolodal's canine thing. Basically, it just looks like a shock knife. So I picked up a few more things. Tinkle Death remains hilarious. Let's see, sword-wise, don't think there's anything new here. I made the Sigmund. Picked up a few more stasises, but nothing really matters there. Got the, I think I had the procs before, but I got the Boreas. Actually, did I get that before? I don't know. No, I got the hammer this time. No, I got the axe and the hammer this time. So that's what that was all about. Spear-wise, I just picked up a ton of Colnecrolones or whatever's, bringing the unicorn spears. Yeah, here's the Euros. So picked up that one, so that's 3 of the 4 wind things that are needed to beat the DLC. I got some new stuff here, got some new stuff here. I think. Unclear. Same stuff here. Nothing too exciting book-wise or whatever else. But armor-wise and bow-wise, there's some new stuff. So, well, chakrams are there. Can't really use those yet. But that's not the one I was looking for. I was looking for these ones. Actually, some of them had some pretty cool stuff on them. Especially the Zerda with the acid breath. That seems pretty darn useful. So, speaking of, why the hell do I not have that on, what's her face? you. I apologize for the throat situation there. Okay, interestingly, it would actually lower her damage. Never mind. Is that in the wrong orders? No. No, that is not in the wrong order, so it must be due to her buffs or something. Or no, Storm Choker, that's why. If I gave her the Earth version... that doesn't exist. Okay, Void Ring, why not? Let's see how that does. Yeah, then it's an improvement. So, I'll just go ahead and use that on her. What else? Oh yeah. I mean, picked up these things. I got most of the Jiggler set, just need the bow. So gonna pick that up during the DLC thing. Kinda... okay, so I'm gonna keep around this version of the ROM, just because I want to go back, like, after Cursed Weapons are redone and stuff. Actually, come to think of it, why would I wait till Cursed Weapons are redone when he can't use his Cursed Weapon at that point? Okay. Curious to see how Canopus does with the Jiggler stuff. Because apparently it raises damage a pretty preposterous degree. As in base game, apparently usual damage is like 800 plus with a bow, so we'll see how it does here. But the main thing that I wanted to actually get to are these right here. So I hope that these things get changed in some way. I'm not talking about the mage pants or whatever, that's its own thing. Like, you actually get a pretty decent buff out of that I wasn't really paying attention to before. But these things right here. So, first off, Cloud Walk, okay? So you're giving up all the bonuses of what would be another, accessory of some description for the ability to, well, avoid walking on traps. I think Wind Walk is the one that actually lets you fly, and then Cloud Walk is just the one that lets you walk over traps. So that's not worth it for a very tiny avoidance bonus. Not to mention, there's no real point. It's less than useful, let's say. It's okay, that's fine. Maybe it's just like it's a pretty low-level thing. Maybe it would be useful at that time. So, winged stuff. Okay, so just the upgrade to it. That's fine. You can, now you get the ability to fly, which is good, except you gotta consider that you have to keep using your turn to keep on flying. Now, you can't actually fly and attack stuff while flying over a pit, because usually, pretty quickly, apparently it runs off RT costs, and I'm pretty sure that was the main problem I was running into. But unless you have a really fast character, odds are, you're gonna run out of friggin' time in the air, so you're just gonna end up falling into that pit and dying. So that's a bummer. It's okay, fine. What about just teleporting? So then you have the city shoes. Again, very minor upgrade on the previous model. So you teleport, and again, you have to use your entire turn to teleport. And the following turn, it expires, so you can only teleport once, and you just gave up your turn to do so. Which I guess can be situationally useful if you have a free skill to attack, but, I don't know. I don't see the appeal. Oh well. At least it's unique at this point. Lava Walk, it's cool. It actually lasts for quite a while, and I went and I tested it. You can't fall into the lava, so you'll just remain standing on the lava, so presumably it hardens it under your feet or something. Greased Boots, Water Walk, very situational, but I guess I could kind of see the point. Yeah, those ones don't give you Deflect yet. So, if you need to, I guess, they're there. I really preferred them when they were just a passive thing, but yes, it's there. Now, as far as elemental boots, I've picked up 2 of them so far, and, like, the Hoarfrost ones, okay. World Tree Roots, not so much. But these ones, they're at least given a pretty good defense and everything else bonus. I don't know about the World Tree, though. It feels like they should be the same thing, but I guess they're just classed as different types of boot or something, or some of them are just a flat-out upgrade. I don't know. I don't know the full spectrum of these things, but anyway. They can make somebody a little more tanky. I guess Donalto doesn't need to do much ice stuff, but they're there. So hopefully, I don't know, maybe something better will happen with those tiny shoes. It'd be kind of cool to see them have the appeal they once had. No, you can't do any of that. Alright, well, anyway. That's enough ranting, so probably time to move on with the actual story stuff here. Seems like pretty soon here... Oh, wait. Let me just skip all those fights and go straight to the Great Hall. Thank you, post-game. Yeah, might as well go with the upgraded team. There we are. That should be all well and good. And then they show up, and they say how they're betraying everyone. That's dandy. I like this fight. The friggin' Star Wars reference, and we're gonna ignore it. Oh, okay, that wasn't even mentioned. Well, that's dumb of ya. No survival instinct. So looking forward to Denim being buffed in the next patch here. He's pretty noticeably iffy right now. Kind of funny because he falls into this weird thing where he's pretty darn sturdy in most cases, but he can't exactly put out the damage that you'd like him to. Like, even after all the bonus stats he's gotten over the course of 3 campaigns now, he's still a couple tiers under Canopus. Jeez. Those counters, though. I still don't know, also, when that second hit goes out, I still don't know when it actually decides whether it's going to be a full hit or 50%. Sometimes it just does that 50% thing. Unclear. And I believe there were a couple random story fights. Like one of them was that vertical town map kind of thing. I don't remember if I did that on the first file or not. But here's the summary of how that fight goes. One turn in, Canopus flies up, shoots Hanzo in the face, and that's the end of the fight. There we go. Fight done. It's kind of gross how that went. Canopus is so freaking good. This is after he's been debuffed, too. I mean, he got nerfed, I think he's at like 15 points on stats or something like that. Gotta say, it was a lot more noticeable on the other flying guy. Alright, so who is Canopus going to delete? He actually might be able to just end the fight right now. Yep, fight done. Jesus. Okay. Hang on, so it was 120 on that thing. 480 on the shot. So... let's see, 960... bringing 1080 damage? Really? 1080 damage from a single shot. Love that it gives an awe for the zombie. Never noticed that. Alright, I'm gonna cut it here real quick. Gotta be right back.